In the Bible, it says, a man reapeth as he soweth, or a man reaps what he sows. Well, basically, in the teachings of Buddha, this is something related they teach is that the effects follow their causes as the cart follows the oxen, as the wheels of the cart follow the oxen, right? When an ox is pulling a cart, the cart goes where the ox goes, right? And in that same way, effects follow their causes. In that same way, a man reaps what he sows, right? And in some ancient texts like the Kabbalion, this is actually an ancient rule of the Kabbalion. There is an effect for every cause, right? And a cause for every effect. Chance is but a name for a law not recognized. And in the Kabbalion, they basically describe this law as there's no such thing as anything random happening to you in this world. As seemingly random as it might be, there is no such thing as something random happening to you in this world. Where, if you do something to someone or if you decide to do something in general, there is a ripple effect that occurs within the universe and which may make a change on you. So, for example, I'll give a quick example, right? Let's say you're someone who's kind of like disrespectful to people and who kind of kind of says things that are quite hurtful to other people. Now, the other person may not react, and the other person may not do anything to you back, right? But in the universe, you're gonna start to have some sort of energy where you do stuff like that to people, right? And then they may not have gotten you back. So have you ever looked at someone and depending on their aura and energy, you're like, okay, this person seems like a really good person. I want to be nice to this person. And you ever looked at someone and you're like, this person looks really aggressive, like they might have done something to another person, and I don't feel like helping this person. I actually feel like getting this person away from me. Yeah. Some people might feel different kind of urges for that person, where they're like, this person seems aggressive and evil, and I feel like some people may feel like they owe the person owes the universe a debt. They may not describe it like this. The person may not describe, oh, this person owes the universe a debt and that debt must be repaid. No one really describes it like that, but people describe it like, I feel like doing X, Y, Z to this person, whether it's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing, so on and so forth. But basically what these rules describe is that there are rules in nature, unwritten rules in nature, that a lot of it's described in ancient texts. It's not really gone into much in school, that are universal in law. So in the same way that there exists physics, in the same way there exists chemistry, in the same way you can kind of describe the behavior of certain things within the universe, and the same way there exist laws of karma and laws of reincarnation, right? And when people speak about karma, a lot of people describe karma as like, okay, if you do something bad to a person, the universe is going to exact its vengeance on you. This is karma. Like they describe karma as like a vindictive force, where a vengeance force, and that's not necessarily what karma is. Karma can go on the flip side too. Karma can go on the positive side as well. Karma just simply describes how the universe operates. It is simply a law that the universe operates on. In that whatever you do, however you treat people, whatever you decide to treat other people as, you will owe the universe a debt, and that debt must be repaid, right? That debt must be repaid. So, it's something to keep in mind. A man reaps as he sows, and the wheels of the cart follow the oxen, right? And what goes around comes around. This is simply a law of the universe. In my life, in past times in my life where I was doing something malicious, where I may have been doing something malicious towards other people, it wasn't those other people that got me back. They never really reacted. And I thought I got away with it at that specific time because those people didn't react. But what I realized is at that time, I actually had other people in my life whom I never did anything to, who I never actually acted malicious towards, and they started acting malicious towards me. Now, it's not necessarily because I had did something to them, but it's probably because subconsciously they sensed I was doing something to other people, and that I needed that same energy must be returned. It was a debt I repay to the universe. In the same way, when you go to the bank and you take out a loan and you go into debt and you must pay back the bank, and that is the same way in karma, where if you do something positive for other people must do something positive for you. It is a debt they must repay to you. And if you do something negative to another person, the universe will owe you a debt. And that debt is something negative must happen to you, right? Now, this is something to keep in mind anytime you have actions, right? Because in the Kabbalion, in this ancient text, it says, it's important that it mentions chance is but a name for a law not recognized. So in the Kabbalion, it goes a little bit further, and it says that there is no such thing as something random happening to you in this world. Where every event that happens to you, there were little things that led down to this event, right? So think about it if you were sitting on a train or you were sitting on a bus, and let's say a group of robbers entered the train or the bus, and let's say they're looking around, they're kind of looking around, right? And they're trying to choosing someone to see, they're kind of trying to choose someone who they could choose. They're looking for like targets, right? Some people may think they may look for an easy target. That might be true. But sometimes they'll pick out someone who seems like they are kind of already do bad things to other people, and they'll decide to choose that person because it is simply a debt to the universe, right? Think of like a pastor, like think of like these famous pastors like Joel Osteen. Like try to think of a guy like that and try to imagine yourself in front of him. Like what would you feel like you're allowed to say to him? When I think of a guy like that, I feel like I literally cannot say anything negative to him. I literally don't have it in me to do something negative to him. I don't have it in me, and I don't think anyone does. I don't even have it in me to like joke around with the guy and call him names. When I see Joel Osteen or these pastors, I'm like, wow, this is a great guy, this is a stunning guy. I feel like talking to this guy about something great, something amazing, something that is of the lights in my life. And so Joel Osteen is like an extreme example. When you take out one of these famous pastors, they're an extreme example because these people help people all day. So when you have someone that helps people all day, what is the vibe that other people are going to get when they come around these people? They're going to feel like helping them all day. They're going to feel like helping them because that's what they do all day. So that is the karmic debt they've been given to the universe, and that is a karmic debt they must be repaid. So it's something to keep in mind. When you look at someone who may be in prison, who may be a bad person, right? Think about someone who's in prison who must be a bad person. What is the vibe you get when you look at these people? You're thinking, I think I want you in prison for a long time. I think I want you to see you in jail for a long time. And judges may look at that. They look at this guy and like, okay, this guy may be pure evil. He literally looks like he's pure evil. He's completely unapologetic for what he has done. This guy looks like pure evil. I think he actually deserves to be in prison, and I don't think I should feel sorry for him. Now, why? Because this guy has done things to other people, and this guy did not feel sorry for the guy he did something towards, right? So the same energy that that criminal had brought upon the universe will be the same energy exacted upon him. Karma is not about vengeance. Karma is not about revenge. It is simply a law of the universe that the universe operates on. In the same way where physics and chemistry exist, everything you do, everything in your life that you decide to do, that is the cause, and there is an effect it has on the universe. So always remember that. And you don't need to do anything too deeply malicious to another person to have something deeply malicious happen to you. Maybe you've been doing small stuff to kind of bother people, small stuff that are like a little malicious towards other people, and you've been adding on to that karmic debt, and you have a whole stack of karmic debt, and no one's paying you back, And then that stuff gets stacked up, and now someone feels like doing something to you because all that debt is stacked up. So it's worth it to keep in mind. Things can still happen to you in general, but in general, whatever you decide to do on any given day is going to influence your vibe, is going to influence the way other people feel about you, and is going to influence the debt that you owe to the universe for your karma.